Guys, just go ahead. I know you guys were out there. We're missing some players today. I know some of you guys might ask about that. We had a virus going around. I think we had 12 or 13 players that came in this morning sick, so we held them out of practice. So it should be just a 24-hour thing. Hopefully, we'll be back out there tomorrow. But finished practice 4 today. A lot of energy, a lot of spirit. Really been pleased with the first 4 practices. Good tempo. Good work. Got a long way to go, but really like the way the guys are working. We got one more tomorrow, and then we're off for spring break, and we'll get back after it for the next part of spring practice after spring break.
You're a little more of the quarter way through, right? 15,
after tomorrow, we'll be a third of the way. Yeah, we'll have 5 in.
So, you know, what you wanted to do in those first few practices, what you have done, what have you guys accomplished?
Well, we've practiced and we've worked, and we've gotten better at some things, but. You know, we're heavy into install right now. We installed some red zone stuff on both sides of the ball for the first time today. And anytime you do that, it's not necessarily as clean as you want it, but that's why you practice. And we've gotten some really good situation work the last 2 days. Monday was a third down install, so we did a lot of third down work. Today was some red zone, and tomorrow we'll get a chance to scrimmage.
Has there been any guys who really caught your eye through the first 4 practices?
There's some, yeah, there have been. There have been some guys that have been around for a while. Like Tyreek Maddox-Williams, he's looking really good at practice. He's a guy that's been around now for a while. He played a bunch last year. He's looking really good. He's comfortable. He's playing fast. 03 Olakunle is another linebacker that played a lot last year. He's really playing fast and playing comfortable. Defensive, those are a couple of guys that have been around, played a lot, that really stand out. Offensively, it's the same thing. You know, some of the O-linemen, Kamal Seymour has been around for a long time. He's playing his best football right now. The running backs, Blackshear and Pacheco, both have done a nice job here early in spring.
Chris, what about your secondary?
I've been pleased. I'm really pleased with our secondary, the way it worked or the way it looks. Avery Young has done a great job. He played a lot of games last year. He's in his first spring practice, and he's doing great. Damon Hayes moved back over to corner. He's off to a great start back at corner for the first 4 days. And then Tim Barrow played in a backup role last year, played on a lot of special teams, but he practiced a lot. He's out there getting the majority of the reps with the ones and doing a nice job. And Christian Isian is a guy that's played strong safety here the first 4 days, and he's been doing a really good job. But I'm really pleased with those guys. That's not the set secondary, but those are the guys that have been taking the majority of the ones here with the first 4 days of practice.
Back to Tyreek, do you see a big difference in him? Because I know last year he's coming off the ACL, maybe a year into that rehab process.
Yeah, I mean he's played a lot of football. He's been around here a lot. You know, his freshman year. You know, he played quite a bit. They got hurt and played a lot last year. And he's just a product of player development and experience. And he's one of the most comfortable players out on the field on both sides of the ball because he's played the most. I think it has a lot to do with just his confidence and knowing what he's doing. And he can really detail things out right now.
Chris, John McNulty said the other day that he was very optimistic that Raheem and Isaiah could take significant steps forward and be major pieces of the offense. What have you seen out of those two since the end of last season?
Well, last year they were major pieces of the offense, and don't anticipate that being any different as we move forward. Those are 2 of the best players that we have on the team, and they're going to bring a lot to the table, both at running back, a little bit at slot, and they're going to do, you know, a bunch of things for us offensively. But what we need to do is get some explosive plays out of those guys. It's really the next step. I mean, they had some last year. We need more out of those 2 players. They have the ability to do that, and that's really what we want to see this spring is get some more explosive plays, be a little more versatile and play multiple spots, and then also improving their pass protection because it's no secret that's an area that we've talked a lot about to improve our pass game, and they're involved with that, and we've got to get that shored up too.
How difficult is it going to be to kind of replace Jonah at right guard?
Nick Crimmins in there right now. He's doing a hell of a job.
And I guess John had mentioned the tight end personnel changing. You guys can't pack it in as much. Do you think that maybe opens up more of a fullback role in the offense? Or?
No, we don't have a fullback. No, we won't be using a fullback.
Reggie Sutton going to kind of swing? Like you guys using the blocking tight end?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into what things we're doing offensively, but Reggie has been getting reps at tackle. He played some at tight end last year, and I can't tell you that that's necessarily what we'll do moving forward, but he did it last year, and right now the majority of his time is coming at tackle.
What's it like to have Malik Dixon back there at safety?
It's good. I mean, he's a big body. You know, I think he's 6'3", you know, anywhere from 210 to 215. He can really run. He's one of the fastest kids we've got on the football team. He's made a lot of spectacular plays here early in spring ball. So that's what he's been. He's been a DB. We were going to look at him as kind of a hybrid nickel guy last year. We moved him back to more of his natural position, and he's done a really good job here through 4 practices.
Take 2 more questions.
What have you seen out of Loomer? I mean, he kind of had a big step forward last year so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of like Tyreek, honestly, James. He just played a lot of football. He's really comfortable in what we're asking him to do. He's one of those guys that's played a lot, and he's one of our better players on defense. We're going to limit what he does here this spring because we just don't want to get him hurt and banged up unnecessarily. And he's going to get the work that he needs to try to get better, but we're going to monitor him because we think he has a chance to be a dynamic player for us.
Is that because of the injuries last year? He kind of battled through a lot of stuff.
He's on and off with some stuff last year, and we just want to make sure that the wear and tear happens in the season with games and not necessarily in spring practice if we don't need it to be.
Coach, with the D-line, with Julius being out, what's that rotation looking like there?
We're getting a lot of guys reps. At nose specifically, where Julius at, Jayon Dugan, who played a lot, especially late in the season, has done a great job for us here early in the spring. And Micah Clark, we moved over there, and then Malachi Burby, a freshman. So we've got 3 scholarship players working at that position, and I'm really pleased with what I'm seeing out of those guys. Jayon is just, again, another year in the program. Got his feet wet last year playing some, playing with a lot more confidence here in the spring. Much better understanding about what we're asking him to do. Mike is picking things up nicely. Again, we moved him over last year, and he's really kind of taken some big steps each day that we go out there, getting a little bit better. And then Malachi Burby's been a really, really good surprise as a early enrollee. You know, he plays really hard. He's put on some weight. I think he's over 280 now. And he's been one of the pleasant surprises of the early enrollee guys.